All right, let's try this again today. I think I was right here. Yeah, I seem to remember that. This is where I was. You're supposed to write the equation of this thing. So I know that the mother function for this thing is going to be x to the 1/3, or the cubic root of x, because that function looks like this. So let's see what I know here. I know that if I think about my form, which is y equals a times the cubic root of x minus h plus k. Notice how it's been reflected. I know that a is negative. And here is where I'm going to get h and k. Looks to me like I'm at 4, 2. X is 4, y is 2, for those of you with dyslexia. So I can plug that in. And while I know a is negative, what is the value? There's two ways of doing this. It's kind of harder on this one to see exactly what's going on here. You can do slope, which is rise over run. It should be negative 1/2. Unless I fell one. Oh, sorry. It's about how much you go within a block. Yeah, we're just going to plug in. You have to go to a single block here. Maybe it's negative 2/3, maybe it's negative 3/4, but I'm not entirely sure. So I've got this nice little point here, which gives me an x and a y. And I don't know what a is. Remember that. I don't know what a is. I'm going to plug into what I've written so far. Y is 1 when x is 12. Boy, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. This was not supposed to be a radical. Oh, it's not. I'm just having a brain fart. All right, so I can subtract the 2. It's negative 1. This is going to be the cubic root of 8, which is 2. Then I divide by 2. There we go. A is negative 1/2. So here's my full equation. It's y equals negative 1/2 of the cubic root of x minus 4 plus 2. Or if you like the notation, I like exponents personally, but that's me. You do have to comprehend both. One or the other. Maybe either one of these. So there's how you do number 15. What do we got over here? The last one I'm going to do apparently is number 11. The volume of a cube is a function of the cube's side length. The function can be written as volume as a function of s is s cubed, where s is the length of the cube's edge and v is the volume. Missing an s there. All right, express a cube's edge length as a function of its volume. That means find s of v, which literally means solve for s. So we have volume as s cubed, and the opposite of cubing is going to be to cubic root both sides. And a cubic root cancels out a cube, so s as a function of volume is simply to cube root the volume. Now it says graph these two things. What are the domain and range of the functions? What are they to each other? So let's start with volume as s cubed. This is simply thought of as y equals x cubed. I've talked about x cubed in here, but if you don't know what to do, you just make a stinking table. If you were to cube and you probably can't see that blue on purple very well. If I was to cube a -2, I'd get a -8. If I was to cube a -1, I'd get a -1. If I cubed a 0, I'd get a 0. If I cubed a 1, I'd get a 1. If I cubed a 2, I'd get an 8. So back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. So here is v equals s cubed. And choose hot pink for the other one. Next one I have is s of v equals the cubic root of v. And again, we're going to think y equals the cubic root of x. It's just a mom function, right? That's all it is. But if you don't remember it, you make a table. That's what you do. You got your x, you're going to take the cubic root of x. If you take the cubic root of -8, you get -2. If you take the cubic root of -1, you get -1. If you take the cubic root of 0, you get 0. If you take the cubic root of 1, you get 1. If you take the cubic root of 8, you get 2. So 8 and -2 exists. Still have -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Then we have 8, 2. And there in my hot pink is s of v equals the cubic root of v. All right, we'll talk about the domain. So we're looking at volume equals s cubed, the red one here. Switch over to red. Its domain is -infinity to infinity, as is its range. Now notice that, well, it doesn't really matter on this one. Now s of v is the cubic root of v. It has the same exact domain because it's running from left to right forever. It is also falling and rising forever. Now the real question is, what are they to each other? They are the opposite functions. This is a vocabulary word. They're called inverses. They are called inverses. And that is homework 5.3. I hope you enjoyed. You probably didn't.